Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and we are back with another important or exciting tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to talk about AWS and specifically on EC2 instances where we will touch upon how you can manage your EC2 instances and control your cost of your AWS and also how you can get the complete performance of using different kind of EC2 instance types. So in general, if you have seen if you use cloud machines or cloud instances for your bills or your workloads, you always end up into a situation where you get a lot of bill, where you don't have a control on your EC2 instance or EKS or different S3 buckets or different kind of components like Fargate, different kind of things which you use from AWS, right? And this tutorial will help you to understand a little bit of how the costing works and also how you can select different kind of EC2 instance type and why you can select those kind of instance type and what are different kind of options you have, how you can easily find out your cost performance and also what you can do, a little bit of tools and tips I will talk about in this when you select EC2 instance type, like a different kind of EC2 instance type, and also how you can optimize your EC2 instance type whereas with respect to cost and also like CPUs and also like memories and the different kind of EC2 instance type, like there are Intel based, AMD based, Graviton instance type, and why you can select one, why you cannot select others. It depends, we can talk about all those things. And also you have different tools in AWS like Cost Explorer, Cost Optimizer, you have billings or how you get it. So all those things we will touch up a little bit from here and there. So I will give you an overview on these things. So I hope you're going to like this video. So before we get into this one, I would request you, like if you're new to my channel and if you have not subscribed to my channel, click on the subscribe button, like my video, and also put the notification so you will get notified about your new videos which I publish. And let's get into our actual discussion. So if you have not created your AWS account, you can go to the AWS page and you can create a free account which you can use it for 1 year with different kind of resources completely free. You will see all these details in my previous tutorial, so you can have a look or you can just go through the AWS and you can read through it. So if you don't know how to do it, just go and create and start using AWS and you will know how the EC2s and other kind of thing work. But in this tutorial, we're going to touch more about EC2, okay? So not about other components or resources because there are a lot of components in AWS which you can use. But specifically to talk about EC2, what will be the main challenge or main thing what we come across always is like we use a different kind of EC2 types. So you can see on the screen there are different kind of EC2 types like general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, accelerator computing, storage optimized, HPC optimized. So there are different use cases based on that. You can select, but in general, what we use, we just go ahead with some kind of EC2 like T2 or T3, M4, different kind of instance, right? And ultimately what we end up is like you get quite a heavy bill and it may not be the specific usage what you need. So some of things you can look into it is like based on your requirement for your company or what you're doing for personal. So what kind of machines you can use or it's best fit for you. I would say like best fit. So you should know like how much memory you need, how much CPU you need, or do you need an SSD instance like storage specifically to speed up, or you want the network bandwidth, or you need high computing. So different kind of things which you need to understand, and you also need to see when you run some workload on these machines how much it is utilized because you can select a machine which is like 10 G 10 one CPU and 4 memory, and you may end up into a situation like the CPU is going 100%. So it's not good, right? Because your system is utilized or overloaded, it cannot give you the full performance. So you should select, based on how much CPUs, how much memory is used, how much network bandwidth you need, or how much storage. So based on that, you need to select. But as I mentioned before getting into that, you should also think about like whether I should use an Intel based or AMD based or Graviton. Why do you think you need to select those? Because some of your softwares or some of your machines need a Intel based machine because you want to run your test on Intel based machine, or your software does not support on AMD or Graviton, right? Or if you have a Windows machine, usually you cannot run it on Graviton because Graviton don't support Windows OSs. So you need to select Intel or AMD base. Or if you want to run different kind of other components which is specifically related to some of your operating systems, or the way how the architecture it have a dependency, then you should select which is suitable for you, right? So that's something which you need to look. And as I mentioned, you have different options like general purpose, you have a computer optimized. So you need to look, okay, is it a general purpose machine where you can simply use a general machine, like you can see you have a EBS storage, you have a network bandwidth of this much, and you have a memories, or you want to go for a compute optimized where you have better performance, like even though it's similar kind of numbers of CPUs and everything, you can see it can talk about how much performance you get. Okay, it is 20% higher enhanced network bandwidth and compared to C6G instances. And you can read through all these different kind of combinations what you can do. So if it's a heavy workload, I usually go for C6, or if it's for general purpose, I go for M4 or T2 or T3 small machines. Or if you want the highly memory optimized, I go for the R systems. And as I mentioned, each systems, like you can see, like if there is a G, it's a Graviton based system. If you can see these I are Intel based system. If you see A, these are AMD based system. So you can select for in the same machine type you have different kind of categories like G, I, and A, right? And there are some which is very common, which is again Intel Xeon based. So you need to look what this system all about. And if you see for storage, you will have also have SSDs you can attach. So you can see you will have storage. You can have see SSDs in instant storage, which will give you higher if you want to have IO latencies to reduce the latencies, you can use these kind of systems as well. So my a point is here it is like how you select your EC2 instance. Okay, so you need to look from all this perspective, and you can use different kind of tools from AWS, like there is also like a pricing demand, because you can select your region. If you're in US or if you're in different location, you select, and what kind of operating system you want to run EC2, and you can select the type of system. For example, if you're using T2 micro, you will see how much it will cost, like for per hour, right? And if you are going for M4 or something, you can select the M4, and you will see like M4 X large, you have a 0.20, you have a M4 2X large. So you need to put these numbers based on your region, and you need to also calculate, if you're using the M4 Intel based, and if you have a Graviton or AMD, because usually Graviton systems are less costly compared to Intel, and they are more eco-friendly as well, as far as I understood. You can reduce a lot of the pollutions and other stuff like eco-friendly stuff. And look into this calculation, because by default, if your systems can support Graviton, just changing the instance type from Intel to Graviton, you can save a lot of cost. I can have a look. If you see, you have M4 2X large, right? So if you go for general purpose here, you have M4 here, right? And these are Intel base system. If you go for, there will be one for M5, maybe M6G. Let's talk. Let's see how much it costs. This is like 8 CPU, right? M6G. Let's see. if you see this one, M6G is 8 and 32 is like 0.308. M4, if you can see, it's 40, right? So it's already like a 0.04 dollar higher, this M4.2x large compared to the Graviton. So by just changing the instance type, because even if we are talking a 0.04, we are talking about running thousands and millions of machines, depending upon your company size, and these are hourly based, right? You're running for several hours, so you're going to save a lot of money if you're just changing the instance type. And to talk about the AWS itself, you have different tools called the AWS Compute Optimizer. You can have a Cost Explorer, so you can just search your, the resources. You will see Cost Explorer. You have like a Compute Optimizer, so you can go to these. And since no, I'm not using these things much here, so I don't have much information. But if you go to the cost analysis, you will get the complete details about how much you charge for each instance type or different, whether it's an EC2 cost or is it an S3 cost or it's like a network bandwidth cost or it's based on your other costs for EBS or those kind of charge you will get here. And you can easily try to isolate from where your most of the cost for AWS is coming and use that to do some analysis, because even though you use EC2 instance, there will be also cost for network bandwidth, because if you are using transfer of data from one availability zone to other availability zone, that also cost you from AWS point of view. And you can also use cost optimizer. The AWS cost optimizer is a really good tool, and as I mentioned, I'm not having much here. If you are using a lot of components, it will have enough data. It will show you how much you can save on different scenarios. It will give you suggestions. Like if you're in dev account, you can use these kind of changes to save a lot of cost from your AWS account. So this is a good tool where it will AWS itself will suggest you like you are costing this much for this tool, this resource, and you can make these changes so that you can save this money. So it's general, it's a good performance tool, like a different kind of cost, optimizer options which they will give you by default from the AWS point of view. So you should make use of that. And I think if you're having an AWS contract with like a organization, I think you have contact from AWS. They will also give you other tools like AWS QuickSight and other tools which give you the complete graphical representations and reports for identifying the usage of AWS. Otherwise, I think we are good for these tools and tips. I would say like, look into the EC2 instance types, look for whether you need to go for performance or compute optimize or what you need for low cost. Check identifying the cost of different instance type. Look for whether it's Intel or AMD or Graviton, which you can go for. Graviton, as I mentioned, by default, it's low cost. You use the Cost Explorer, Cost Optimizer for identifying what you can change in your AWS infrastructure. So from that point of view, I am good for this tutorial and I hope you like it. If you need more information, just don't worry, just put the comments in the video and I will respond to you as soon as possible. So thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, click on the subscribe button, like my videos, share and give your feedback in the comment section.